Hi, I'm Steve Shelburne, owner and operator of Shelburne RV, here in beautiful Cleveland, Tennessee. All right, well, good afternoon. Saturday afternoon, about I guess 5:30, 6 o'clock in the evening. Cousin Gary and I are in Kentucky. We're actually 232 miles from home. I don't know if you guys remember this camper, the one with the pylon damage. We just put a brand new roof on it, and this gentleman got into Kentucky and the roof failed, came completely off this camper. Not quite sure what's going on. I have a feeling that something in the glue has failed. You know, you guys get to see the good with the bad. This just happens to be one of those bad times, but this is the reason why Cousin Gary and I are in the truck and we're 232 miles north, because you, as my customer, matter to me. So I'm here taking care of this customer. We're going to do whatever we got to do to get him back to Chattanooga. We're gonna get this under control and fix this right up. Let's go up here and take a look and see what's going on. Again, you get to see the good with the bad, so let's go check it out. All right, so it basically looks the same as when we left it, except look at here. Something's going on up here. King Jack's missing. And you can see the glue. The glue is stuck really nice, so I'm not sure why or how this happened, other than the only thing I can figure is the glue hasn't taken to this pylon, which we did a test piece and it seemed to do just fine, but for whatever reason it didn't do it. So we're going to get in here and probably I'm going to cut it back here and then take a straight line across here and tape it real good. It's probably what I'm going to do and get all this out of here. So I don't know what else to do other than that. So we're going to get going on it now. So we're back in Cleveland, Tennessee. It's Sunday now. You saw us out there on the road yesterday, trying to get this coach to a point where we could get it back to the shop, because obviously we had a membrane failure, and it seems to me, and you can see the glue is on here, but it just looks like the glue, for whatever reason, this glue, that material, and this fiberglass just didn't like each other. So we've got a plan to resolve this, but obviously we got a little bit of scraping and cleaning we've got to do, but I'll show you as we get through this what's going on. All right, well, good morning. We're back here on this roof on this Winnebago journey that you saw us put a roof on. And so, again, you guys are kind of getting to see the good with the bad. A lot of you guys are going to say, well, why did you do the roof that way? Well, here's kind of the issue that we have going on in the world today, guys. I only moved to PVC roofing, which is a great product, by the way. A lot of the fifth wheels, travel trailers, and all that we do, we use the extreme PVC on all of those. We were kind of forced to change about 8 months ago, because the Carlisle TPO that we primarily use all the time has been unavailable. I am really good friends with two very large, prominent roofing companies in the Chattanooga area, and they've even been cut off. I mean, they can only buy a certain amount. I mean, there's only so much to go around, and so, you know, we just really don't have no options when it comes to roofing. And I'm not going to use EPDM. I've seen too many issues with the EPDM over the years. The extreme PVC is probably the best product that I've seen come along, and so, you know, that's what we have. I don't have anything else. I'm kind of limited on what is out there right now. So, you know, we do what we did. And so the issue came back to, and I've talked to the people at Extreme and talked to them about what was going on, and I guess that's my fault for not investigating that a little bit further before I did the roof. But again, this is all we've used, and this is all I had. And the people at Extreme said that the issue is because of the water-based glue that we used, and that glue is actually designed for their product. We use the Extreme glue along with the Extreme roofing. That the water-based glue, because of on normal roofs where you have plywood and OSB decking, the water will actually absorb a little bit into the wood, and then that's when the glue will flash off and dry. Obviously, with this Phylon roof, there was no place for the glue to flash off. Even on places where we were pulling the roof up the other day, the glue was still white, like it came out of the bucket. So yeah, I'm disappointed. I'm frustrated. I know the customer, this coach is very frustrated with me because he made it so far away from us before it came off. And it's like I told him, I said, dude, I'm glad it happened, close by where we could get you back and get this resolved. So what's the solution? Well, we spent all day Sunday, you guys saw us scraping 4 gallons of acetone along with razor blades, scrapers. We have now got this whole roof cleaned. Now this morning we are going to go over it with a wire brush. I have done a test place on here just to make sure. I had some scrap Carlisle TPO. So we have done a little test spot. We have glued it overnight. It is phenomenal. It is holding great. Now you're asking, how are we going to resolve this? I did call one. I called the largest roofing company in the Chattanooga area and asked him if he had anything. But before that, I did call 2 of the major local suppliers. Nobody had anything. One of the big ones, ABC, had 2 rolls in Birmingham, Alabama, which is a ways from me. I did call down there, and they said, hey, listen, you're not a regular customer. We're trying to save this stuff for our regular customers, and they didn't want to sell either roll to me. So I had about probably a 14-foot piece, maybe 15-foot piece left over. And so I called my friend down at JDH Roofing. He actually had a piece that was 27 foot long. So we ran our piece down there to him, and then last night he was going to have his workers, when they got in, they're going to take the 2 pieces and weld them together for me with their machine. The TPO can be welded together, so they're going to weld that together for me, so it's professionally welded. And then we're going to get it back up here today after we go over this with the wire brush and then wipe it down with a TPO cleaner. We're going to go ahead and get that. So I do have a piece of TPO for this roof, 45 mil Carlisle. Again, that's what I want to use. I like that product. I just can't get it. I mean, it's just what the world is right now. They just don't want to sell to me. They've got too many other contracts to fill, and there's too many people that are using that in the big commercial, and I'm just a small guy when it comes to buying roofing material. So we're going to get this taken care of for the man. You're kind of seeing what's going on. I appreciate everybody watching. I've had a lot of comments, and I was talking to a gentleman yesterday that said he really enjoyed watching the videos because I try to be as honest and real as I can be. Guys, I'm just trying to show you the life and the day of an RV technician and what we deal with and some of the challenges that we have. I don't want to be a guy that hides any of that. I want you guys to see it as we do it. This was a pretty devastating failure for me. We've done roofs now for years and never had one do this. And again, I'm not making excuses for what we did. It's just the limitations of the material, and it's just what we had. I mean, we tried it, we did it. It sucks. But I'm here for this customer. I'm taking care of this for this customer, and we're doing everything that we can to resolve this for our customer. So, I hope that you guys are seeing that. I hope that you see what we go through. And again, I want to show you the good with the bad. So we're going to get into this today, and you guys can kind of see what's going on. And let me show you this let me show you this real fast here. This is the piece that we did last night. You can kind of see right here where I buffed it with the wire brush. Now I didn't get crazy. I was just trying to take off the other stuff, but you can see with this yellow glue, and this stuff is gnarly. This TPO is not going to come up. I mean, this stuff is down there. So we'll get that material picked up today from the boys down at JDH Roofing. Get this up here, get it prepped, and hopefully we're going to get this installed today, and you get tag along as we do that. So Mr. John's been back here with the wire brush, and he's got all this cleaned up now. He's just doing a final wipe down on this roof. You can see all the debris kind of in this area, but he'll get all that wiped down here today. But this is ready. I just got the material back from JDH Roofing just a little bit ago, so they actually had their machines out on the job, so they had to set one up for me this morning. But they got the material welded together, so we're gonna do a final cleanup, and then we'll be ready tomorrow to start putting some material on this roof. So John's got everything cleaned up. We've got the rails where we can lift this up, get it tucked underneath there. John's got all this clean and prepped, and there's the material sitting on the sawhorses. So just doing a final cleanup around that front cap right there, and then we're gonna be laying material. So I did pull this completely off, and then I re-glued this back down. So, and it's all tucked up underneath this. We've got the filing all cleaned up, so we're really ready now. We're gonna roll that material out, so we'll show you how we do that next. All right, so got it rolled on here. Now you can see, because again, remember we talked about how I had to have this welded. So they actually have a machine, and you can see where the roller went through there. But this thing is absolutely welded together. I'm gonna seam this in a little bit. We'll actually put some sealant on there. There's no reason to do that, but I'm just doing it for my peace of mind. We've got some TPO cleaner that'll actually clean all that. But the biggest thing is now just making sure everything's glued down correctly, and you can see everything. Look how smooth that is. That contact cement for that TPO, man, this stuff's amazing. Because if you look there, look, I'm lifting that as hard as I can on that, and it ain't coming up. So that's the solution for the file on roof like that. So we're good to go now. They're going to go in through and get all the fixturing cut out, and then we're going to start putting fixtures down. Okay, so John and I got this folded up like this, and you can see how much we've got right there. And then we take our plastic fork, or whatever you want to call it, pry bar, and you can see we got it tucked in there. Now the only reason my knife is there is just to lift up on the file-on, and then I use that knife to push it under there. So you'll see when we're done here in a second. So we were able to get this tucked in. This is tucked in about this far in here. You can see we've got that. John's got all the fixtures on here. We're going to be using the Sitka sealant, and as you can see up here, I was able to get this one tucked in here about this far. So we've got everything physically underneath this turn bar now. Now you can see how much material I've got, and I've got to do a little work here to get that up inside there, but I'll get that tucked in here. And then got a few bubbles that have popped up, but remember in the sun, this stuff here See there? The stuff in the sun's gonna pull down real nice. So, heading in the right direction. Okay, so just finishing up. You can see we got the Sikaflex sealant on there. The transition we do with M1. We've now got the turn bar up. Everything's cleaned, pulled nice and tight. You can see how that Sikaflex turned out. Pretty impressed with that stuff. Still got to put the awning topper back on, but we're going to pull that off. You can see where I did my seam right here. Even though it was welded, I still primered it and M1 it. It should be fine. Just a little insurance on my part. I did M1 around the ladder. King jack's now on. So there you go. And I actually triple screwed it up front. Even though I got that tucked in there real far, I just made sure. But this yellow glue that holds this down, this roof should never come up. All right, well that finishes us up here on this roof. You guys kind of got to see the good with the bad. Got to see how we went in here and straightened all this out. Now obviously this is the material that I want to use, but again, the world we live in is very strange compared to what it was 2 years ago. So we do what we can. Obviously going forward, we know not to use the PVC on the Phylon based roofs, but it is what it is. So anyway, glad you guys enjoyed the video. I know I'm going to get a lot of comments and questions. Got anything else and you want to email me, email me. If you want to call me, call me. Have a great day.